Hey, welcome to today's video and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be answering this question on why you should be using a tax-free savings account in retirement. Welcome to today's video. I'm so happy that you could join me. Today we're just going to be examining the importance of a tax-free savings account, a little bit about how you use that with an RSP. But if you're only using an RSP, this is going to give you some insight as to why you ought to have a tax-free savings account in retirement. Now, a TFSA, right out of the gate, a TFSA provides flexibility. It is the product that you use during retirement that's really going to come in handy in terms of use of capital that are at your fingertips. It doesn't cost you anything to use it, so no penalties to get at your tax-free savings account and to use that capital for whatever you might need in retirement. I've always say most people have a contribution strategy but haven't developed a withdrawal strategy, and so this is really important. This is one of the keys to your withdrawal strategy. And when we talk about a withdrawal strategy, here what you're dealing with, right? You've got CPP and old age security, when to begin those two income streams. You may have a pension plan, a defined benefit pension plan from your employer, and you've got that coming in. RSP, TFSA, and non-registered accounts, even a corporate account if you're a business owner. How do you integrate those assets into your retirement withdrawal strategy? And then for some of you who may have rental income, so that's that alternative income stream, some passive income. You may have a side hustle as well, or a secondary business that's providing you another income source. You've got all of these different assets and all of these different income streams. How do you use them in the most tax efficient way, and where does the tax-free savings account fit in all of that? So let's go through that right now. Most of you are going to be using an RSP or a tax-free savings account. Those are the two biggest accounts right across Canada. And so we're going to look now at how to integrate both of those, but most specifically on the tax-free savings account. There are really two reasons to use a tax-free savings account in retirement. The first one is really about your timeline and the money that you have available for retirement. Let's suppose you were going to retire at age 65 and you had only two accounts that I've just mentioned, the RSP and the tax-free savings account. Now let's also consider maybe your RSP is not as big as you had hoped it to be, and so your concern is if you start drawing on your assets sooner than age 65, you're worried that you're going to run out of money in retirement. This is where that tax-free savings account provides that income gap that you have. You want to retire at 65 or maybe even sooner, and you're looking for an income stream. Well, the tax-free savings account is the perfect tool for you at this point. You can decide to use that capital at any time you like. So if your goal was, well, I'll start withdrawing at age 65 for my RSP, but in the meantime I'll just use my tax-free savings account to fill in those income gap years that you obviously would need, right? So let's look at a financial plan and where that shows up in a financial plan. Down the left hand side you can see the ages, and say this person says at age 60 I'd like to start receiving an income stream in retirement, and to try to push off the RSP as much as possible. So you can see here at age 60 they start off with a $300,000 RSP balance, and they're saying, gee, I wish that was a little bit higher, and I don't want to expire that right away. A little bit in a LIRA, and then a little bit in a tax-free savings account, about $63,000 in a tax-free savings account. So here's what they can do. They can do 2 years of withdrawals here, where they take $30,000 at age 60, then $34,000 at age 61, and some of their non-registered account. Use that to supply them with an income stream, and then at age 62 they're going to do begin their first RSP withdrawal. Now if this is a couple and they have similar balances, so they're both pulling about $25,000 from their RSP at age 62, and maybe I'm not showing right now about CPP, taking CPP right away, but you can see what this illustrates is that they're able to actually use 2 years worth of their tax-free savings account in order to push off that RSP balance a little bit further. Now the second reason is controlling your tax rates. This is the Ontario tax rate for the marginal tax rate. So you can see this is a progressive system. As you make more money, progressively you pay more tax. Now let's say your goal was to take $100,000 from your RSP. That's what you wanted as an income. And that would put you into the 31.48% tax bracket. Now if all you had was an RSP, then you'd have to pull all that money from your RSP and you'd pay more tax. Having a tax-free savings account would allow you to pull less money out of your RSP, because you could take some of the money from the tax-free savings account, as there's no tax when you use that withdrawal, and then the rest you could pull from your RSP, which would then lower your tax rate. So having a tax-free savings account also helps you to lower your tax rate in retirement, because you're not using 100% taxable assets, right? So that's one of the biggest keys there. Now, the other advantage with a tax-free savings account is when you're using your money from a tax-free savings account, there's no taxation on the growth, there's no taxation on the withdrawal. So it wouldn't affect any income-tested benefits like old age security. You know, there's a threshold that when you pass, and each year it goes up with the threshold for when old age security starts a clawback, but it's 15% clawback. And so that is a very disappointing thing to happen to you in retirement, because you want the money that you've been waiting for in retirement. That's why a financial plan is so important, to help you recognize that years in advance and develop a strategy so you don't have a clawback. It's also storing up RSP room and using the tax-free savings account in the interim. So what do we mean by that? What we're saying here is that there may be events in your early retirement where you think you're not going to be having any employment income anymore. And so when you're just using your tax-free savings account, you're allowing that RSP room just to accumulate. Maybe you've got a small part-time job, and that RSP room is a little by little accumulating. So what you can do here is you can store up that room so that when you have a significant amount of money put aside, let's say in your tax-free savings account, you can just simply deposit that to your RSP and use that tax advantage for yourself, which would be really cool. Now, where do I see this a lot is downsizing events, when a couple or an individual downsizes their primary residence and they move into, let's say, a smaller bungalow or maybe a condo to simplify their life, and they've got a lot of non-registered assets. And here they've also unlikely used all of their RSP contribution room, so they can use some of that money to go ahead and make an RSP contribution and fill up that room in their RSP and get another tax bracket. So that, again, tax-free savings account is a great tool for you to manage your money, looking at your tax rates, work with your advisors to when is the right time for you to do withdrawals, make deposits, and really massage that tax rate for you pre-retirement and in retirement. And again, it all begins with a financial plan. It's seeing the outcome of your planning decisions before you commit to them. I really can't stress this enough. I say it in all the videos. Get a financial plan done. I've never met anybody when I've done a plan that was disappointed with having a financial plan. Their eyes wide open, they're totally relaxed, they finally see that everything is going to work out well, and then also providing them opportunities that they never considered, because now they see their money at work and they can have a few different options that they never considered that is going to enhance their retirement. Whether it's more travel or more contributions to charitable contributions, whether it's having a much higher income stream throughout their retirement, being able to check off these bucket list items because they can see now they can actually afford to do those great events and not run out of money and not have that anxiety and the risk of running out of money. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Put in the comments below, do you use your tax-free savings account in retirement? How do you use your tax-free savings account? Is it part of your withdrawal strategy? I want to hear your comments, so please put your comments below. Get this comments going, because a lot of people are reading the comments because they have questions, and they see the question and they see the answer from other people and from me as well. And so your comments are really useful, and I appreciate you doing so. Well, again, I really enjoyed doing this video with you today. Thank you for spending time with me. We take care of your wealth management so you can take care of what's most important to you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.